What's up, guys? Can you guys hear me? Let me see if I can actually see your comments. Justin, what's up? Biff, what's up, man? Can you guys tell me if you guys can hear me? Cabes, what's going on? Lex, what's going on? Jeremy, what's going on? Cabes, you have mad love for me. I'm sorry if I've missed your questions in some of my videos. Hammer, what's going on? Jeremy, what is going on? You are attending my after hours live stream. Many of you saw me on FOMOs and Be the Installer. I don't get to do these live streams as much as I would like to. Just don't have the time. But, oh, Jesus, I just lost you. Hold on. The reason I do live streams is I like to answer you guys directly. I don't really speak about a specific topic. So I spend the live streams pretty much talking to you guys. We have a small community here. Thank you, Kibs. My live streams are primarily family chats, community chats. So things like super chats, they're appreciated. They're not necessary. I'll answer you without them. So we're not here to make money tonight. We're here to just talk to you guys. Cyborg, what's going on? How are you? I gotta tell you guys, YouTube for me really is a escape. For me, it's not a job. I do YouTube very part-time. My channel is probably the smallest that many of you guys see. So I'm more here as a friend, and I really enjoy you guys. You guys have definitely enriched my life, and I want to thank you guys for that. Michael McGee, how are you, my friend? Yes, Village. What happened to my house was we had a broken pipe outside my house, actually destroyed my entire basement. So I'm in the process of redoing everything. My equipment is okay. So, and I'm very fortunate. No matter what happens, I'm very fortunate. So I'll get back down to having that basement. So I thank you for asking, Spillage. Hi from France, JE, what's up? Steve Smith, my boy. Steve is one of my original guys. How you doing, Steve? So is Justin. A lot of you guys, have been with me for a long time. And while I have your attention, I want to say thank you to you guys, because I do believe we're the most helpful, most positive community on YouTube. So I'm very proud of you guys, and I'm proud that we have that kind of group. So I'm not being cheesy. I really do, love that you guys are the way you are. I don't have to be the bouncer in the comments anymore, and I really appreciate that. Trinity, hey Brian, please get the Panasonic. I would love to, Trinity, but unfortunately, even though Robert sold those, they sold out immediately. They're Cabes, I just said you don't have to do the super chat. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it to fix my flood. I really appreciate it. I would love to get the Panasonic. Thank you, Cabes. That's very generous of you. I would love to get the Panasonic. It's just Panasonic's not selling them anymore, and they're actually going to turn their as FOMO mentioned, they're going to turn their manufacturing over to TCL or one of those companies. So it's very disappointing. From what I hear, Panasonic doesn't make much money off their displays. They make like construction equipment. So they're basically going to end up doing that, and they're going to turn it over. So unfortunately, I'm sorry, I won't have any of that. Nah, bro, gotta show some love. I really appreciate it, guys. That's really, really nice. Jennifer Gala. So Jennifer, if you guys don't know Jennifer, Jennifer is a filmmaker. You'll see her at the bottom. She's one of my favorite people. We're good friends on YouTube. Jennifer is a filmmaker in Canada, orchestra, filmmaking, 8K, amazing person. And what I would do with Jennifer is please go to her channel and watch her content, Dolby Vision, 8K, and just use her content as demo material, especially if you have an LED. If you have an LED, Jennifer's demos are very punishing because they're space-based. So check her out, please. Jennifer Gallo, you'll see her there. She's an extraordinary talent. And I'm always going to pump her up because I have mad love for her. Tech Mad Rainer, thank you so much. The super chats aren't necessary, guys. That's not why I do live streams, but I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Tech Mad. I know you guys came over. James, thank you again. James, thank you for the super chat. Not used to doing super chats, guys, so I'm not super comfortable with them, but I really appreciate it. James, I just watched Vincent unbox a $4,000 32-inch LG monitor. How can this possibly be worth it? James, it's a niche market. Monitor people tend to not even wander into TV land, which is so funny because being a PC gamer, it was really interesting because monitor people don't really care what we're doing because of their the response time. I don't know. If I'm guessing, James, that is just like aiming towards content creators like Jennifer, as a matter of fact. And, they'll put that as part of their rig, a PC rig that costs more than that, and they'll just charge a premium for it. Cyborg, what's up? I am based in the UK, 12:30 a.m. What do I think of international brands like Panasonic? I love, if I have buyers, if I'm faithful to one brand, it is Panasonic. Unfortunately, that's going to change when they do put their manufacturing to other companies, but they're going to work their way back in. I hope everything's okay, Cyborg, in the UK. I know the UK, as well as in Canada, is still really struggling with the pandemic. My man from Russia, I cannot pronounce your name, but hello. I hope all is well in Russia. Again, I hope you're doing okay with the pandemic. I haven't heard a lot about what's happening in Russia right now. Oh, Neil. So James, right there, Neil had said it's an RGB OLED. So I mean, if you've seen like your phones, they're flawless. So maybe that's the case. Whoop, I just lost my count. So you're gonna forgive me that all I do is read the comments on these live streams. Yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, if you were looking for the best picture quality possible. David Whalen, how are you? Good to see you. Michael, I will have the X95J. Robert is going to lend that panel to me, so I'll have that when it comes out. So, you'll see me have it. Right now I have the X90J. It's really great that Robert lends me these panels. The problem is, unlike, FOMO and Be the Installer, I do this very part-time, so I really can't put out the same amount of content they do. So I'll have the X95 in-house. The X90J I'm very, very impressed with. We'll just wait for the price to come down a little bit. So yes, I'll have it. I'm excited for it. I really do predict that the X95 is going to be basically a Z8H. Fred, how are you? Hammer, I want to see one, but panel uniformity issues and hardware limitations, VVAR. Yeah, Hammer, I would say with the C1, it's going to be very much, if you want to see the a funny video, is watch me do the bipolar girlfriend video on the CX. I think they'll work those issues out. They definitely struggled with managing that. So I wouldn't be afraid of it. I would say though, Hammer, it's, if you have pretty serious banding, then just send it back. Banding, OLEDs do actually improve. It's hard to believe they do improve, but if you have terrible banding, I would send it back. But the C1's probably the safest bet this year. Steve Smith, yeah, the Pioneer Curo is an incredible panel. Evan, I did play the Returnal on the CX after playing on the X90. I thought it looked fantastic on the X90, but I will tell you on the CX, my mouth fell to the floor. But I'll tell you guys personally, my preference with gaming is I don't mind the blacks being a little bit crushed as long as things pop more. John Lira, how are you? The Value Electronics shootout, it's confidential now, but it is going to happen, and I think you guys will be very, very pleased with it. I will be there. A lot of us are going to be there. I'm actually going to work the show, so you're going to see 4K versus 8K, and you're going to see the highest end panels, including the ZX, the Z9J. You're also going to see next week with me, I'll be showing you guys the A80J next week at 77. We have the Z9J coming in. We have the A90J at 83 inches. And, we have a lot of really cool stuff coming. Again, thank you to Value Electronics. Now you're going to see me lag behind the questions, but I'm going to go slow. PDG, what's up? Meanwhile, in Japan, you can buy the X95J. What's so funny, PDG, is that's what's really interesting. What's happening with these TVs releasing now is that before even Value Electronics can get them, you can get them in Japan. Neil S, quick question. I pre-ordered the G1 from Robert and hadn't heard back from him. He mentioned it may ship in L. You know what, Neil? When it comes to Robert, definitely email him. You can email him repeatedly. He's actually very good about getting back, but I would call him as well. Call the number and just ask for him. And, don't be afraid to say that I sent you. Not to say that I have any pull, but that's my friend. Just say, look, I'm from the Whisperstatus community. And he said to call, and that's not gonna. He's just a good friend. If he's not commenting right now, he just doesn't have anything to report. Franz Precio Jr. Super chat, very very nice of you, my friend. I just saw you on FOMOs. You think I should not get the Samsung Q900R at Best Buy for $4,000, or just wait? Franz, I had the Q900R. Jennifer, if she's still here, has it as well. I struggled with it. I didn't think it was vibrant enough, Franz. I think that you'd be paying $4,000. Yes, you'd get an 82-inch Samsung. You're paying $4,000 for a panel that's now a few years old. So I would hang back. I think the 900A is going to work itself out. I wouldn't. The 900T, it had its problems too, but I would think, Franz, what is it you want AK for? Do you want a future proof? I would say the Q900R is a little too old at this point. Thank you for the super chat. Chintupe. Hi, I hope Sony 4K 120 Dolby Vision. I hope so too, but as I mentioned to you guys in FOMO's video, Samsung is very new to this. To have 48 gigabytes per second on their HDMI and still not be able to do Dolby Vision at the same time, they're just figuring it out. I would just say, if you're going to buy Sony, buy it for what it is at this moment, and then it'll get better. But do not buy it for what is going to happen tomorrow. I am a huge Sony fan, but that 900H debacle is inexcusable. It should never happen. Okay, Joe. So expand on how Sony's not doing Dolby. So yes, the new Apple TV will have 120 hertz and Dolby compatibility. That's fine. That is the Apple device doing it. Sony itself, meaning that you're not going to plug you're not going to plug your game console into the Apple device. And Dolby Vision at 120 is not an issue for movies for the most part at all. So you'll be fine. But for gaming, it is going to be something they just can't do at this time. You have to choose between one or the other. Now, that said, there aren't many games. I don't think any games right now that maybe Mass Effect is Dolby Vision. There aren't many games that actually take advantage of it. So for many of you, it's not a huge loss, but it is something I can't do right now. So yeah, J.E. Ledoux, I just think paying so much for something. So I did a tech therapy video. For those of you that aren't part of our family, I do tech therapy videos, and the value. And for those of you commenting, I'm not going anywhere, so I'll get all of you guys. And if I do miss you, just resubmit it. The reason I do tech therapy videos is that home theater, audiovisual, it is a very lonely hobby at times. And the fact that we're sitting here chatting together is something that's been lost. And for us to be able to talk about it, the problem is when you have buyer's remorse, you are alone. So for the 900H, which was a very value-based product, and it was so good because it did have full array local dimming, unlike the 800 series before it. It's still a tremendous value, but the reason many of you picked it was for HDMI 2.1, which it does have. But the fact that they haven't delivered on it yet while its successor is here, It's like having your ex-girlfriend and girlfriend hang out together. You really don't want to. You don't want to look at that and say, God, I wish I could have just waited and have this one. So I think it's just something that it's inexcusable, and I think it's terrible. They should send some money back. Cyborg, Panasonic in the UK game mode is supposed to be faster. Yes, but Panasonic is having the same issues that Sony is having with they do 4K 120. They're having those issues as well. So again, Panasonic is going to go through the same problems as Sony, being a first time. Sammy Debs. Hi, Brian. I have the LG CN 65-inch professionally calibrated, but I have the itch for 77-inch. The problem you're having is you have the itch for size, and no matter how good your panel is, if you need something larger, it's not going to change. The C9, unfortunately, is a little bit more vibrant than the C1 and the CX. It's a bit brighter, and I think it's a little punchier, a little more saturated, not as accurate. I would hang back and wait, but the C1 is so affordable that if you really need, you're not going to take a step back at all. Rachel Dempster, Rachel, I gotta say thank you to you. Rachel is in South Carolina. Her and her spouse are in the mental health field. I'm not sure what Rachel does there, but I want to say thank you. Thank you for the super chat as well, Rachel. I want to say thank you to you. The mental health profession, to me, is probably the most valuable of all health professions. Really keep up the good work. I know you guys are working really, really. Thank you for the super chat. Tried Resident Evil Village today on my Xbox Series X, today on my Samsung. It was terrible. The Village is a gorgeous game, Rachel. You get your C1 and then talk to me. Hit me up in the comments, and you'll see a huge difference. CX OLED LG. FOMO just gave me a live chat. Thank you, FOMO. I'm not used to live chats, guys, so I'm going to be a little nervous. Thank you, FOMO. That's awesome that he's popped in. I got to tell you, FOMO, I mean, I shouted out FOMO when he first started. He had the H9G. And for a guy that has his channel he's basically the biggest of us. And he doesn't need to have me on his live streams. But for a guy like that to want me to be on his live streams with the small community that I have, really, really, really sweet of him, actually, and really kind of him. And I really, really appreciate it. I mean, because he has brought a lot of you guys to me as well. So thank you, FOMO. CX OLED LG, common calibration on the CX77, or is it not needed? That's the CX. No, I don't know. The CX OLED has definitely improved since it launched. Apparently, the C1 struggles out of the box. I for one think calibration is a good thing. I don't think it's necessary. I think you can get there on your own and get the image the way you like it. Lex, what do people in their 75-inch plus TVs when they upgrade? If I get a 77-inch, that's the problem with the TV game, is there's really nothing to do with them. No one really wants them. I know you guys are like, oh, just send it to me, but really no one wants your TVs. So that's why the relationship with me and Value Electronics is great, because I buy the large ones for myself to keep, and then I go there and review them, and they send me small ones. But once you get these large TVs, a lot of people don't want them. Even thin ones, they don't, at a certain size TVs, even thin ones just don't look good in a room, or depends on what your spouse thinks. Seems like every new, I tell you, Fred, the Q90A and all these different it's too much. The letters are crazy. Yeah, Neil, hit him up again. When I call Robert, I don't always get him either. It's just right now he's getting hammered with the home theater aspect of it at the store. So I would email him and just put urgent on it and just say, I've reached out to you a couple of times. He'll get back to you. Robert is the sweetest guy in the world. And a lot of times and this has been really hard for Robert, especially this last year, is that the way we've been pushing so for example, just to tell you that here I am close with Robert, we've been planning to do this A80J video for 4 weeks now. So as a YouTuber, I would have been the first to show you the A80J. We didn't get them. So he wanted me down there, and we've pushed it back every week. Right now, we're scheduled to get down there next Friday. So what I mean by telling you that, Neil, is that he has to wait, last minute for those, to come. So it's hard for him to tell you. I guess my point is no news. He probably isn't. That's why he's not responding. Enki Grias, thank you again for the super chat. I really appreciate it. The C1 out of the box apparently is not super accurate, but then Robert and Jonathan have had no problems with it. So I think ArtSings are struggling with it, but ArtSings, as we mentioned, I love them, but it's panel by panel basis. I will tell you that my CX wasn't great out of the box, so you have to mess with it a little bit. You don't need calibration though. Justin, my man, what's up? Brian, are we ever going to get 12-bit panels? Samsung is doing them now, but it's like a pseudo 12-bit. I'm going to say no, Justin, and this is why. 12-bit isn't... We should have gotten 4K 12-bit before we got 8K. And the challenge that we're having is let's just say this. Okay, so 12-bit, the way I thought they were going to market it, and they may still do it, is by saying real Dolby Vision or real HDR, because we know Dolby Vision supposedly needs to be 4,000 nits and be 12-bit. So the best thing they could honestly do is say, oh, here's the real Dolby Vision. The average person doesn't care about Dolby Vision. What they care about is this one's 4 and this one is 8. So I don't see them caring about 12-bit, and I don't see them really catering to us as enthusiasts. So if it comes, it'll be something they just add. Paulo, how are you, my friend? How's Manila? Paulo is my boy. Paulo, I know it's been... I got Brass Tacks calling me. There's no way Brass Tacks. Brass, if you're up this late in the UK, it's not even that late. You better jump on a live stream with me. Paulo, who's in Manila, I know you guys had just received a lockdown. So, I'm not saying that with the lockdown, it's so tough because we've had loss in my community. We've had death in my community. We've had a lot of loss here, even in the US. Some of the other countries, obviously India, Brazil's getting crushed. We have so many that are really, really struggling. So I just send all my love. Paulo, I know you guys just went through a lockdown. I hope you and the family are doing okay, my friend. I got FOMO, who says he's driving to dinner and listening. FOMO. First of all, FOMO, it's Mother's Day night. Don't get in trouble, my friend. And then Brass Tacks, if you guys know Brass, says he just finished Resident Evil. So he says it's a really good game. I can't believe he finished it already. He needs to change his channel to video games. So FOMO, thank you so much. Paulo, much love to you and the family, my friend. Fred, I'm still enjoying my... Yeah, so Fred, if you're still loving it, hang back. Don't make the jump, because I think what you're going to see is you might see, at least in your opinion. Okay, let's talk about Fred real quick. My cat is going nuts. So Fred, when you go from a 65-inch C9 to a 77-inch C1, two things are going to happen. You're going to have the pixel density is going to bother you at 77, and you're going to see a little bit of a vibrancy drop. So it's hard to recommend going from the C9 to a C1 because of the pixel density, and it might not be as vibrant. So I'd hang back. Yeah, so PDG, the motion interpolation of the C9, you have to engage some motion features because what you're watching in soccer is in 60 frames per second. At the moment, which 4K film did impress me the most? Picture related, 2001 Space. Yes, it all depends. JE, is you talking about picture quality? If you are a film, if you're a film buff, if you're somebody who loves older films, Alien is excellent. 2001 is excellent. If you don't like grain, you're not going to love it. So then you'd like something like Gemini Man is outstanding to see 4K 120. I'm still a big Pacific Rim guy as far as seeing the best of both worlds, so I'll stay with that. Big Dan 80, hey buddy, what's up? Wow, my cat is scratching me. Sammy Debs, thank you so much for the super chat. That is so nice. This is Miracle. We rescued this kitten last year. Thank you so much, Sammy. I really, really appreciate it. If you have a question with these super chats, ask them, but I'm asking them all as we go. Duck Duck, what's up? Duck Duck is new to my family and community. Thank you, Duck Duck, for joining. Dartman is Terry. Right, Terry? Tell me I got your name right because he changed his name. Now, what I like about if you have any questions about TCL, ask 69 Dartman because he had the 8 series and that TV got killed in the reviews a little bit and then improved immensely through updates. And it was the first mini LED on the market. RAM 2018. Thank you so much for the super chat. I have the Z88. Should I upgrade to the Z9J? No. So here's the truth. Here's my thoughts. The Z8H is phenomenal to me. Buying a Sony 8K TV is you're basically buying a really good 4K TV. They don't play 8K YouTube or anything like that. I would not go with the Z9J yet, simply because the bar was set so high in the Z9G with the backlight master drive. We'll have to see if the Z9J can come close to it. Unless you want to go up in size, unless you're going from a 75-inch to an 85-inch. And it's hard for me to say yes, Ram, thank you for the super chat. It's hard for me to say yes simply because I haven't seen it yet. You'll see it on the channel, but the Z9G is still the bar. And unless the Z9J comes in at a very affordable price point, it's hard to recommend as of now. Thank you for the super chat. So Dano, I would say that when I get asked about other channels, especially channels that aren't big fans of me, I tend not to recommend or talk about those channels. So we're a zero toxic community here. So when other channels get brought up that I know hate me, I tend not to comment on them too much. So, I mean, when you see like a FOMO and a lot of us work together, we're typically non-toxic communities. Not saying that anybody else is toxic, but people, I get a lot of hate out there from not other channels, but specific channels are not big fans of me. And that's okay. I mean, if you're going to be on this platform, you're going to get that. But I don't comment on other channels unless I support them. Duck, the 940E was excellent. I'll tell you, that was a reason why it was called the baby Z9D. It's $2,000 for a 75-inch. It's not a good deal. I will tell you because the 940Es began to fail in the field. So they were doing, Sony was doing refunds for the 940Es because they were developing vertical banding. So I can't recommend a 940E at this time. And the pixel response is extremely slow, and you will see blurring in films. G, I guess I have such tough names. Thank you for the super chat as well. How's the color on the X90J compared to the X900E? It's fine. I don't really notice the X90J lacking color at all. What I will tell you about the X90J is it definitely looks brighter than it is. It definitely looks like it's as bright as the 900E. The 900E, at least mine, is 75 inches. It's nearly 1,000 nits. So it's in theory brighter, but the contrast ratio is very high. I don't notice there to be a dip in color. And I do think that again, as much as I love ratings.com, some of those numbers are things you're going to have a very hard time seeing by eye. So thank you so much for the super chat as well. Big Dan 80, yes, it's hard to trust anyone who is paid for their opinion. It's nothing personal. Now, Robert and his wife are both awesome people, with nicest people I've ever dealt with. So yes, so with me being friends with Value Electronics, and I'm not paid by Value Electronics. I don't work for Value Electronics. They are friends. They obviously have guys like you, people in this community, buy TVs from them. There is no side kickbacks, just other than they let me shoot in their store and they'll lend me panels from time to time. That's where it ends. If if I was sponsored by them, I would not be able to cover TCL, Vizio, and those guys. So it's just a friendship. As far as sponsored, here's the challenge with YouTubers. I'm going to tell you this right now. We can be as honest as we want to be. But if you're buying TVs, and I'm not talking about anybody specifically, if you're buying TVs and you're reviewing them and then returning them, that's not honest either. So, unless they're rejected or have issues, returning and buying TVs, that's not something I would ever do. I went through returning TVs. I had defective ones. That was before I had a channel. So honesty is a hard thing to come by. The reason why our channel is valuable is that my thoughts are the same as yours. I basically buy my own TVs, but that's why I don't buy a bunch of TVs. I bought the TCL R635 last year because it was such a good value. My buddy Paul, who you've seen on the channel, I gifted him that TV because it was such an affordable TV. But honestly, I'm a part-time YouTuber. I have a career. I have kids. And I tell you, having all these TVs in my house, I don't have that many right now. I hate it because I never use the word, but tripping over TVs that are on loan to me, your house is very disheveled. Right now, my studio was destroyed with a plumbing thing. Now I'm in like my kitchen. So I left a party to hang out with FOMO, which is why I'm a little more livelier than usual. But honesty is the kind of thing, I'm going to say this. Honesty is something you don't need to say. You just are. So yes, sponsored things that are given, cherry-picked panels, they're hard to trust. I do like sponsored channels like Digital Trends, Caleb. I love Caleb's work because Caleb on Digital Trends will tell you enough between the lines what he doesn't like without trashing it. And as far as me and other channels, again, I'm going to stay away from that. That's not my thing. That's not what I do on this channel. So I'm way behind now. Okay, so where are we? Spillage Village. At one point, you made the claim that TV manufacturers are putting their main resources. Yes, they are. They're engineering. There is a guy on YouTube you can check out. He doesn't really do YouTube anymore, but you guys have all seen him as Joey on Modern Wise. He's the one that you guys see. Everybody uses his hockey demo for screen uniformity. Joey, I'm trying to get back on YouTube. He's, I think, an engineer by trade, basically knows a lot of them have moved their A teams over to 8K. It's just an inevitable thing. It's where it's where the industry is going, guys. I mean, honestly, for those of you that have panels that are 4 or 5 years old, they do HDR. You really don't need to upgrade unless it's size. They have to give you some reason to upgrade. And I'll put a finer point on it. The C8 was an amazing OLED. LG really hasn't improved much since then. I love the CX. I think the C1 is great. They really haven't improved. So if the C8 had HDMI 2.1, I'd grab it. I had the B8. I loved it. So, and arguably LEDs have gotten worse as far as how they handle their black levels. So, and their contrast ratios and their peak brightness is down. So, they need a reason for you to buy. And that's why you're seeing 8K become a priority. So if Modern Wise sees this, if Joey sees this, definitely let's see if we can get him on. He's the man. I like him a lot. Hold on, let me just tell Brass Tacks. See if he'll jump in the comments. You guys know Brass. Brass is the man from UK. Okay. Thanks, Terry. J-Mac, thanks, guys. No need for the super chats. I really, really appreciate them. But again, that's not the point of why I do live streams. As you can tell, I'm just on. I could talk about subjects if you want, but I just like reading your comments. And you don't have to super chat for me to read one of your comments. But J-Mac, thank you for the love, man. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Oh, Cyborg, I see that. So Cyborg, you're saying you needed legacy connections for retro gaming. Yeah, I'm sure there's connections that can go to HDMI that you might see. That might be Oh, Davisito, how are you, my friend? I'm telling you, I saw the Q900A at Value Electronics. I was impressed with it. But the Q90A, oh my God, the Q90A, seeing it in store, I'll drop that video this weekend. Really, really impressive in store. I mean, really kind of a throwback for Samsung. And what I mean that is Samsung, to me, their biggest mistake was trying to be more like anybody else. To me, Samsung, be vibrant, be bold, be inaccurate. Just make, make your TVs as much Samsung as you can. I love them for their vibrancy, and I feel like the Q90A has actually gotten back to that. Lemmy, 12-bit equals no banding. Julio, what's up, my friend Julio? Half-Life, I have not played it, even though I have an Oculus. I did not hook it up. I got way, way behind. I have not had a chance to play Alex. I'm a huge Half-Life fan. Wow, I got really behind the comments. Okay, guys, be patient. I will definitely catch up. Okay, where were we? J-Mac. Cyborg, I have the new Denon 6700H, which is Atmos 11 channels, which unfortunately I'm not using right now. So it unfortunately doesn't have 8K pass-through or 4K pass-through, so it's going to get that update. Not an update, actually. It's going to have a separate box that Robert's grabbing for me. J Mac, what's up, man? I will see the A80J. Thank you for the super chat, brother. I will see the A80J at 77 next week. I think it's going to be a sleeper hit. I think that's going to be something that you're going to see. That's going to it puts AAH in a weird spot, but I think the A80J is basically an AAH with HDMI 2.1 and having a 77-inch. I think the AAH would have been more successful if they had a 77-inch. Jennifer M, best TV for PS5 under 1500. That's a loaded question, Jen. I would say you have to give me a size. There are good TVs that's a tough value. You have to tell me what size. You can go smaller, but then you have your 900H is great there. But I would try to stay with local dimming, full array local dimming, and something that can actually show you HDR, Jen. So let me know what size you're looking for. What kind of work do I do? I am actually in the wellness field. That's as much as I'll tell you guys. I'm in the therapy field. So that's what I do. That's why this coming here and talking to you guys is natural to me. Let's see. Hi, Zoe Cat. The LG C1 does not have the ATSC 3.0. It does not have that. I am so sorry. That is only on the G1 this year. I was hoping it was going to be on the C1, but don't fret. From what I understand, from what Robert tells me, they're going to have ATSC. Oh, we screwed that up. All these acronyms. They're going to have that as an adapter for all TVs. So you'll be able to buy kind of like a Fire Stick, and you'll use that. So don't fret. Gianna, how are you? Gianna is family. How are you, my dear? Tell the family I said hello. Very rarely does my own family actually jump on here. Big Dano, I'm telling you, Pacific Rim is something I like because it's got a little CG, it's got high peak brightness, it's got great dark levels, and looks amazing. So go. There's Dunkirk, there's a million movies, but I love Pacific Rim. It's still my favorite to throw in. Capona, there is no topic. The topic is just answering you guys. How are you, my friend? Jay Just Games, another one who is from the beginning of my channel. Yo Whisper got a question. I don't care about gaming at 120F. Is VRR a big deal? So 4K at 120 is awesome. I love it. I will tell you guys that this boost, Xbox is killing it. In the way they have no exclusives, so they're not killing it in that regard. What they are killing it in is they are supporting older titles. So 4K 120 feels super smooth. If you haven't experienced it, 4K 60 is going to feel as smooth. Variable refresh rate, as I mentioned on FOMO's live stream, people are getting very hung up on screen tearing. It's really more about smoothness, lack of stutter. So playing on the X90J without VRR on the Series X, there isn't any screen tearing at all, but you can feel that it's not quite as smooth. So Jay, is it a you have to have it? I wouldn't go buy it, but if you are going to buy a TV, I'd like to have it. I would definitely like to have it. Bruce Carter, Bruce, what is up, my friend? Bruce is another one that has been part of the family for a long time. Bruce, how's it going? Apollo, thanks for the love. Thankful, still good health. Hopefully all. Yeah, I know vaccines are here. I'm vaccinated. Oh, excuse me. Cat is definitely lonely. My dogs are still out there. I'm vaccinated, so I know other countries are. I hope you can get yours and that you're going to be okay. No, Steve, the B1 is not going to be here. We're going to have an A series, which is fine, because the B series was fantastic for LG. So they had the B series to fill a gap. C series. Now they're going to do an A series. LG is just going to kill it with their pricing. Oh, yeah, Dartman, I was right. See, I'm remembering, Terry. I remember your name. And guys, for those of you that want to go by if you throw your name in there with the comments, I'm pretty active in my own channel with the comments. I'll get back to you. Just you want to add your name, that's great. John Lira, Brian, in your opinion, has OLED and QLED reached their limits? Yeah, I think they have. I think that's why you're seeing mini LED. That's why you're seeing the dual cell from Hisense. I think you do need to. They are where they can be. And again, bringing up Joey Modern Wise, as he mentioned too, that there are, from what he says to me, is there are different regions that can't. Meaning they need a heat sink, but they can't allow certain power draws. California is strict, so they might be stuck where they can't go as high as we'd want them to. But I think the technology has pretty much hit a snag. It can't really go much further. That's why I think you're seeing them go with mini LED, which mini LED to me is impressive, but you can't call it an OLED killer just yet unless they get the blacks totally nailed. Howtitude, I am wondering how movies like Alien, Gravity look on the Samsung. The challenge with movies, especially the ones you're mentioning, is they do have a strong grain structure. So, as long as you don't mind using the movie modes, they'll look nice. The problem that 4K has had is a lot of the Blu-rays are 2K upscales. So, are they going to look as good as you remember 1080p looking? No, they're not really going to look like that, but they're going to look good. Just with Samsung, just get to chill with the vibrancy because the grain structure will look. 4K has made the grain structure look almost heavier in spots. My cat needs some love right now. Okay. Wow, I'm way behind. Sorry about the whispering into the. Marcel, I want to upgrade from a 42-inch plasma for 14 years. I'm debating between the 77-inch A80J and the LGC1, mostly watching movies and shows, maybe some gaming. The main focus is movies. I can't give you all my thoughts on the A80J because I haven't seen it yet, but I'll tell you historically, Sony would be a better choice just because of their accuracy and that they really do put specular highlights with their OLEDs. They typically have very good shadow detail. I'd pick that one depending on the cost. Right now, the A80J is still a little more expensive, but I would go with the Sony, and it plays nicer with the PS5. Esquire Gamer watching from New London. What's up, my friend? New London. I was there quite a bit in my younger days. Thank you. Much love, Connecticut. I am in Connecticut, New London. How are you, my friend? If you walk by those Best Buys, you might see me in there snooping around. Glenroy King, how are you? Am I okay? I am good, my friend. Glenroy, throw a question at me, my boy. Tony Beckett. Tony, how are you? How can a channel hate? You would be surprised. I think as far as me on YouTube, I think that I don't know. Actually, I think that we're a unique community. Us, not me, but I think the tech therapy thing is unique. Um, you're purring, huh? I think the tech therapy thing is unique. I think my videos are very long. They're not polished. I've been advised to get a new camera. I don't have a lot of time for that, so I'd rather just be from the heart and talk to you guys. And I would tell you that for me, those of you that are new to me, the reason I started the channel was I was filming videos for Samsung because I had some defective panels. And I'll tell you that going through all those defective panels was incredibly lonely. So what I started doing was putting some videos up and started meeting a lot of you guys and just started talking to you. I'm very active in the comments. I'm not as active as I used to be simply because, rebuilding my home right now. But I do get my fair bit of hate. I just don't fight toxicity with toxicity. So I don't want to do that in my spare time. You'll never hear hate on this channel. The minute you see me get that way, I'll close it. I'll stop doing it. So teaming up with FOMO and getting to know a lot of the other guys in our space, you're only seeing us with other positive people that are looking to help each other. Thank you, PDG. Thanks for the like. Love your cat, Sammy. Yeah, my cat. I have 2 Pekingese dogs. They're little tiny dogs, and we rescued this kitten outside in our backyard, and he's awesome. Miracle is his name. Big Dano, no problem at all. I've just done, the reason I don't talk about the subject is I've had people in the past in the comments try to beat me into a fight with other channels, and I'm just not interested in doing that. So I'm not saying that you were trying to start that, but I've had plenty of people come over and try to get me to fight with other channels, and that's just not something. And what's funny, I will tell you right now, if I wanted to be bigger, honestly, I would just be more toxic and the channel would grow. But I get rid of people that are toxic, especially if they attack other people in the community. So if you're somebody in the community and you disagree, I'll watch you guys talk all day. I'll watch you figure it out, but I don't want to fight in the playground. I'm all about arguing and discussing. I'm here to help people, and I want my community to mirror me in that way. Your clientele mirrors you. If you have a clientele that's toxic, you're toxic. I'm not saying anyone else is toxic. Not looking for that. But these are TVs, guys. We're talking about TVs. We're talking about home theater, and it's a toxic world out there right now. And I'm not looking to be toxic. I'm just looking to be. And the whole idea in the last year of the channel was just to distract you. It's really, really hard right now for people mental health wise, and I'll be doing a video on this too. A lot of you guys are going back to work, and things are going to be very hard for you. My career basically ended, and I had to restart my career during the pandemic. I'm still in the same field, but I'm all about making you guys feel good. That's why I'm here. And I want it to be like we're hanging out, because we are. We definitely are. Okay. Stu, what's up, my friend? How are you? CX OLED LG. I have an LG B7 65-inch. I now order the CX. You can. Oh, thank you for joining the community and family, my friend. Coming from the B7, you can expect more vibrancy. I would say the B7 was the cutoff date. That's where the C8 and the B8 is where, I thought the OLEDs became more vibrant, and the contrast ratio made it feel like they were brighter. So, I think that you're going to expect a big difference. You go from the B7 to the CX. Thank you, Big Dano. Steve Smith, I think that I think the Hisense is awesome. I think what they're doing, and they kind of made fun of everybody. I think the Hisense is going to be great. I would just say, guys, with Hisense, TCL, and Vizio, just remember quality control. They're going to try and shed that value. So a brand, they don't want to be considered value. So I'm very excited with what they do. My challenge, guys, with Hisense, TCL, and even Vizio is they don't feel the need to be in store. And I think they're basically, word of mouth, and us on YouTube are pushing them. But I really would like to see, them in store so people can actually look at them, because I'll buy them to show you guys, but if I was buying them personally, I still wouldn't buy one without seeing it, especially at the higher end size. Thank you, Rachel. All right, so Duck, I'm going to give you a secret on how to convince your spouse on how to buy a TV. All right, this goes for whether it's you're the wife, you're the husband, you're the partner, however your relationships are. The best way to get a new TV is to throw it out there, but throw it out at a high price point. And what you're going to get is a no instantaneously. You're going to hear, "Are you out of your mind? That thing's $5,000?" And you're going to say, "Yeah, I know." So what you're going to do is you're going to keep pestering her or him or whoever. And then little by little, you're going to say, "Look," and throw me in there. Blame me. Show him a video of me. He seems like a nice guy. He's telling me that I need it, and it'll work. I actually try to get my TVs like a year before. My wife will tell me no every month, and I just wear it down, and eventually I end up getting it. So you have to start early. Put it in there early. Aim higher. Go for a higher price point, and then when you do say, "Look, honey, it's only $3,000," then she's going to be okay with it, or he's going to be okay with it. Jason Anthony, how are you? How's Denmark, my friend? I love that I think my cat just passed out. I hope all is well in Denmark again. I know the pandemic is hitting all kinds of areas. I hope you're doing okay, my friend. Thank you for my honest opinion. Thank you, Dano. Do I notice any motion? I have not noticed any bad motion on the A90J. Again, I don't have it. From what I've seen in store, I don't see that at all. Oh, Jennifer's still in here. Forget 8K. Sony's new 63-foot 16K. Come on, Jen. A few million. Jennifer is always trying to push the really expensive Samsung stuff. And guys, if you don't know Jennifer, follow her back to her channel. She's got amazing, amazing content. Let's see. JMac, $1,500 Sony 48 A9S or LG 48C1, no gaming. Ooh. I go A9S Master Series because, again, it's calibrated out of the box, and I had the A9S. It's phenomenal. It sounds better. It's got better build quality, so I go A9S over the C1. Fab1, hello from France. What time is it in France, Fab? Put it in the could ask Alexa, obviously. I love TV. I love your channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I love that we have people from all over the place. I hope all is well in France, my friend. I hope you guys are opening up as well. Mustafa, hi Brian. I just bought a 75-inch 900H for $1,500. After seeing the X90J review, should I have gone with the X90J? It really depends on if the 900H was within your budget. Keep in mind the X90J is more expensive. So if the X900H you can pay for comfortably, I would stay with it, because it's hard to say should you regret it if the other TV is more expensive. If they're the same price, I would say, I would recommend an X90J. Grace. Does your CX still have banding problems? My 55-inch does not. My 77-inch went back to Value Electronics. It did have more than banding on mine. It had like a crawling black, not just raised black, but crawling. I look terrible in this camera. It had not raised blacks, but it had like this moving crawling blacks. So mine, I think, had a bad processor. So, but my 55-inch CX is awesome. I have no problems with it at all. Big Dan 80. Yeah, in my area, the A90J is out in Best Buy. I was there yesterday. They were putting up the C1. They're going to have them. They're just behind. They're behind, and the stores aren't really making them a priority, at least not the stores, but the manufacturers aren't making it a priority to put them out there. Mass Soul 1977. What's up? That name always makes me laugh. Hey, Brian, I always play 4K HDR content after long periods of gaming, like you suggested. I'm not sure what the question is. Oh yeah. So definitely, for those of you that don't know, the way I basically keep burning from happening for me is after long gaming sessions. What I would do, and I'm going to do a video on this for you guys. My favorite 4K demos with Jennifer will be in that HDR channel, LG Global, and Samsung. Is create a little playlist if you have an OLED. 32-minute videos, create that playlist. After you're done with long gaming sessions, just run those demos and just let them play, and you'll be in good shape. That way you won't have any issues with burn-in. Just getting those pixels to get those pixels moving. You'll definitely see an improvement that way, because you're not getting the static images. By resetting the pixels and getting them full screen, you'll be all set. Jennifer M, 55-inch or 65-inch? 55-inch, I mean, look at the 900H. Q80T is a good choice there. And those are probably the two I recommend from you're looking at in the last year's panels. So really hard for anything new this year at that under 1,000. Alex Angus is another friend I have outside of YouTube. Much love to Alex Angus. I'm trying to get Alex to start a channel. Alex works at a dealership that has amazing older cars, vintage vehicles. So look for Alex on Instagram if you can find him. And his brother Drew is also a musician. I'll have him on the channel too. Look for Drew Angus as well. Amazing musician, very good friends. Love that family. What's up, Alex? Thanks for popping in, brother. Cyborg 100, thank you for the for the super chat. I appreciate it. Yes, my basement. I will tell you this: the pipe outside my house is going to cost $15,000. Just to put it out there, $15,000. Insurance covers everything else that's happening in the house, but none of my equipment was destroyed, so I'm good. No complaints there. But if you don't own a home, it's an expensive thing. Rated R Legend, what non-OLED TV would you recommend for an Xbox Series X gamer? I tell you, I was blown away by the Q90A from Samsung. The problem with the Q90A is, again, getting a good panel. Q90A, I think, is awesome. The X90J I like that I have, but I think with my X90J, I rather see what happens when the X90 5J comes out. And I think, if you like the Xbox Series X, you got to go HDMI 2.1 because it's really putting out the most 4K 120 content. So right now, Samsung, I think, is leading it with the X90J. I like the panel a lot. Scott, what's up, my friend? How are you? Yes, Stu. I hope Xbox will have some exclusives, no doubt. Rated R Legend, Titanfall. Did get an update, as well as a lot of the EA games. Go back and play Titanfall. Titanfall 2 and Titanfall, a tragedy those games failed. If you guys know anything about the story behind the Vince Zampella and Jason West that created Titanfall, created Call of Duty, were fired from Infinity Ward. Titanfall is one of the best games ever made. And EA bought them, sandwiched them in between Battlefield 1 and Call of Duty. Go back and play Titanfall. Go back and play it. It's an unbelievable game. I thought it was going to change gaming. Let's see. Dan Schmidt. Hey, Brian. 48-inch A9S versus X90J for gaming responsiveness. Tough question, Dan. The A9S, if you mean the Master Series OLED, is much better looking. It is going to have a faster response time. It is an OLED. It will not and will never have variable refresh rate, but you will see a faster response time. So the A9S any OLED is going to have a faster response time. So I would say A9S. It will not do 4K 120 though. Let's see. The truth. What's good, Brian? What mode should I be used? Oh, for smooth gradation. I don't use smooth gradation very much at all. I would keep it on low if you want to. I don't want to see any artifacting from it. I don't really feel the need to use it. Scott, good news, man. I thought my Samsung Q90A had some DSC or something, but I was setting it. My brother and I were swapping it today, but no way. Awesome. Cool. I'm glad you're not having any issues with it. Scott, I love the Q90A. Scott Woodford, thank you so much for the super chat. Really, really nice of you. Not necessary, but really nice of you. 55-inch CX, good deal with 3-year warranty, Costco. I don't know what the price is, Scott, of what you're looking at. The 55-inch, I will say this about buying the CX, Scott, is that the best part about buying, I have the 55-inch upstairs. So here, I'll just answer your question this way. The 55-inch for me at launch was 1800, 1900 CX. But the good thing about buying the CX now is you have, again, HDMI 2.1. It also has the gaming update that the C1 has, where you can actually darken certain levels and brighten certain levels. But the good thing about it, Scott, is you're getting a TV that is fully formed, meaning that it's sorted out a lot of its issues. It doesn't have the problems that it had at launch. I'm sure the C1, the G1, we're all going to have, all these TVs are going to have issues all over again, but the CX is fully formed. So if you want to buy a TV that is fully realized, what would it cost? I'm not sure what it'll cost, but if you can get that, I'd go for it. Oh, Terry, got the Johnson & Johnson, man. How you feeling? Awesome, DB66. Congratulations on your purchase of the CX. You got it at a crazy deal. Wayfair. Hi, Brian. I recently pulled the trigger on the LG CX77, which arrives on Tuesday. Anything I should be mindful of in terms of panel lottery? I would say that I would say this real quick when it comes to TVs when you get them out of the box. First thing I recommend is obviously powering them on. Take them out of the box. Be very careful with OLEDs. Make sure you don't squeeze the panel. I can't even see my hands. Grip them in your palm. Do not squeeze them. Balance the top of the panel. And then I would say that watch it. Game on it. And then if you want to see if there's any banding, there's plenty of 5% gray scales. There's plenty of slow moving color scales. So get one that starts at white to all the way black, and you'll see if you have any banding on it. And you're going to have some banding on any of them, but you'll see if you have any really large streaks. If you do, you can do a pixel refresh. Don't do that a lot. See if it helps, but that's the way I would check it. But I would recommend anytime you get a TV is, depending on your return window, just watch the crap out of it. Really push it hard before you go looking for problems, because these panels are hard, especially at 77. You're going to find problems. Let's see. All right. You're welcome, Marcel. Ryan Kosowski, have a 2016 LG 75-inch UH. Okay. 3D. I know 3D is gone. Looking to move up to 83-inch OLED. Room completely dark, mostly movies, occasional PS5. Both of those are going to be an enormous jump from what you have, especially the UH series. You're going to be very happy with either one. The A90J is a lot more money than the C1. I think the A90J is better picture quality wise, but I think you'd see a huge jump with the C1, and I would save the money and go with the C1. Josh Matt, is the Q80A 65-inch in IPS panel? Oh, no, I know that from what I understand, it's an IPS panel. Josh, I don't know how it is because it's gorgeous. I mean, not that IPS panels can't look good, but it looks really good. So whatever they're doing with the ADS panel it looks like it's a VA panel. So I'm not really sure at that, but I love it. I thought it was gorgeous. I'll do a video on it. You'll see it. Really therapy. Oh, that's cool. Great talking to you too, my friend. Let's see. Cheryl is actually Scott. What's up, Cheryl? How's everything, brother? Brandon Lee, one of my boys, another one from way, way back. This is my crew out. Actually, the whole community is our crew. So what's up, my friend? How are we? Oh, Brandon, a little super chat. Nice, Brandon. Thank you so much. Again, not necessary. Much love, my friend. Brandon's a big gamer too. I think Brandon had the Q90A too at one time. Thank you, Stu. I appreciate it. I don't know if I get things across well. I'm not sure if I make any sense or I just drone on. That's why my videos are 35 minutes long. But you know what? I I would, in my channel though, this is how I talk. So the jump cuts and the polish and the music. Where's my, okay? That's not my thing. You'll never see me like, I'll do cuts and stuff. I edit it, but I'm not going to be like and all music and stuff. It's just not my thing. So you're actually going to just have to deal with seeing me, which again, this camera, not really flattering. Hector, what's up? Hector, what's going on? Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for being part of the community and family. I don't just say that as a tagline. So, you know, JE, I don't know what happened with him. You love the Peace series? Awesome. Yeah, Vizio, it's just a lot of quality control problems. It's just hard. They're hard to recommend too. I've had 4 or 5 of them in a row just die. Blake, hi, newish watcher and first time joining the stream. Well, Blake, welcome again to the community and family. I don't do many of these. I have been doing a lot with FOMO on Tech on Saturdays, but I actually enjoy doing these because I do talk directly with you guys. I don't really come up and talk about a specific subject. I just kind of read your comments. So it might be boring for many, but let's see. Zocat. So basically your wife just gets tired of hearing you. Yeah, I just wear her down. And she just gets them and yeah, that's basically the way it is. Yeah, Scott, the A90J is stunning, man. Duck, Brian, great advice on how to get I'm telling you. Ye-Rock Hawkins. Now, Ye-Rock, I'm glad he is here. Ye-Rock, his name is Corey. It's my boy. Ye-Rock is, I'm saying your name wrong too because these names are hard to say, but Corey is extremely knowledgeable guy as well. He's been on the channel for a long time. Please follow him back because he has a channel. If any of you guys also have channels, you know, feel free to shout yourself out if I don't know that you have a channel. But Corey is very knowledgeable. He knows his stuff. He's really into it. So hit him up. Corey, much love to you, man. Again, smart guy. And he'll spend the time to really respond to your comments and very knowledgeable. Very fair as well. Jason, you're good? All right, cool. Yeah, I mean, so Blake, I got a CX about 3 weeks ago, moved up from a TCL 6 series. What an upgrade. The biggest upgrade you're going to see with OLED is contrast ratio. And I think OLEDs are interesting because for some people they are very dim, but I do think it's really more important is what you're sensitive to. Some people are very sensitive to blur or flash lighting. To me, my OLEDs have never even seen a little bit dim. They're always very bright. I always squint, but I play games in a very bright room, very dark room, I should say. So I never feel they lack in peak brightness. And unfortunately, peak brightness, other than like the Vizio Quantum XP series, have kind of stopped at a certain amount. I want to see peak brightness get to 3,000, 4,000 nits like the Z9G. Excuse me, kitty. Benny Sullivan, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are doing like super chats without even a question. Thank you so much, Benny. I really appreciate it. Benny, I don't see you in the comments that much, my friend. If you're part of the family, get in there and talk some smack so I can talk back with you. Thank you so much, my friend. Joe S. Now, Joe, I'm going to tell you right now, Joe S., I am the wrong person to ask this question to. No doubt. I am the wrong. So here's Joe's question. And Joe, I don't know if you're married, but your spouse is 77-inch overkill for a bedroom if the viewing distance qualifies. No. I'm telling you right now, when I have my 77-inch, I'm literally 5 feet from. So I game at that distance. And movies I'm about 8 feet from. And in my master bedroom, I have an older Optimum projector at 200 inches. So I'm all about lighting up the whole room. So you want to ask me if anything is too big size-wise, I'm going to tell you you're fine. Keep rocking it. Big Dan, another great question. A90J 55 inches versus C1 65 inches. Easy choice. C1 size matters, especially 55 inches to 65 inches. And I'll give you the boxing analogy. A good big man always beats a great little man. I've had these panels, And right now, me having a 55-inch, I know you're lonely. The 55-inch X90, or I'm sorry, I have the 65-inch X90J right now, and I have the 55-inch OLED. No matter how close I get, I miss larger TVs every single second. So when someone tells you, hey, look, get a smaller panel and just get close, no, it doesn't make any difference. My face is to the screen, and I miss my TV more than you can possibly imagine. So I would go with the C1. And to put a finer point on it, I'm choosing the C1 83-inch over the G1, which is a better looking panel. Yeah, Grayus, I'm just going to call you that because I can't pronounce the beginning of your name. I don't know. The X95, apparently Sony has realized that their flagships at 55 inches really didn't sell well, so they're really staying at that 65-inch. So they're starting at 60. I guess they were finding that flagships just weren't selling at 55 inches, which is a shame because the 950H last year had a 49-inch, which I had. I think my family's home, so hopefully I can take my kitty. Okay. Where's Corey? Well, Corey, hopefully you heard your shout out, my man. Let's see. Yeah, Scott, Titanfall, man. Oh my God. You know what's funny about Titanfall when it came out? It was one of the first games I've ever seen on E3 where the actual game looked like the vertical slice of the demo. And just unfortunately, the Xbox really struggled out of the gate that year. Yeah, Brandon, Titanfall. Yeah, you might be able to jump on me and Brass Tacks. We play Titanfall a lot. Rachel, talking about a classic car. You had a 1972 Lincoln Continental. Nice. You just sold it. Hopefully you did well, my friend. Awesome, Terry. I'm glad you're feeling good after the shot, my friend. All right, hold on. Whoa. All right. Let's see. Mm-hmm. I know how teachers feel when they're teaching and they're on computers. They're like, is everyone looking at me trying to read these? Oh, Cyborg, you're like, this is the first time I'm doing the after hours party. You know why? Because FOMO and B, the live streams are awesome, but they're subject based, and there's just and he has 500, 600 people in there, so he can't really answer a lot of the questions. So I was just thinking about coming on after and doing a little after hours. My family's not a fan of it. It is Saturday night, but that's why I'm here. Q90A versus C1 for gaming. That's actually a tough call. I think there's a channel I love. I think it's All Things Tech. He's from the UK. He did a Q90A video, and he loved the way the game mode looked. So I still go C1 because I need the 4 HDMI 2.1. Stu, yeah, it's 1:30 in the UK. So 2:30 in France. All right. Thank you, my friend. Let's see. Michael, when did you get into TVs heavy? I loved them and wanted them so bad since I was a kid. Grew up with very little at a young age, and always looked at my uncle who had like the projector TVs and that. My first TV was a 32-inch Sony Trinitron. I was in absolute heaven. And I was kind of into it since then. I was into projection LCDs at a Sony Grand Vega. I've been into them for a long time, but never really had the money, until I was older to really get them. Mostly gaming was my big love. And then obviously mini systems. Yeah, William, you just bought the 3700H. I have the 6700H. You're already regretting it. You know what you can do, William, is Denon on the 15th. If you look at their website, they're actually sending a workaround. It's a little box that's going to have an HDMI 2.1 pass-through port. It's free. So it's not the best, but I give Denon credit for actually doing it because their chipset, a lot of chipsets were faulty this year. So definitely make sure you go and contact them, and they'll give you a that workaround. It's free. So go to Denon's website and you can find that and you can fill it out. Let's see. Kaon US, your thoughts on the C1 panels? Is it true that UK have the older panels? Thank you, man. New sub. Welcome to the family, my friend. Yeah, unfortunately, from what I understand, LG, the Canada and UK do not have the new Evo panels. I'm not sure it actually matters, to be honest, because I think the Evo panels for the C1 they're just more efficient. They may last a little bit longer. I don't know why they're doing that. So I'm just guessing that the panels are left over from the CX. But yeah, that's true. Shane. Hi, Brian. Great stream earlier with FOMO and B. Would love to hear your thoughts on getting a 77-inch A80J versus an 83-inch C1. So this is where the A80J, as much as I think it's going to be a great panel, it can't in a million years compete in this one way. It's smaller. It doesn't have variable refresh rate. The C1 is the better panel in terms of gaming. If you're going to game, you just literally pull the cord out of my thing. Hold on. I love the cat. So hold on 1 second, guys, for this battery dies out. What did you unplug? Oh, nothing. Actually, we're okay. Sorry about that. The back to what I was saying is the A80J I think is going to be great, but again, you're having a larger panel. It's going to be more money though. The C1 at 83 is going to be $6,000. Initially, it will drop, but I would have to go with the C1 because it's larger. At the same size, then we have a different conversation. Brooklyn Braves, what's up? Brooklyn Braves, my boy. Oh, thank you, Zoe. I appreciate it. But again, if you guys have a channel, don't be afraid to plug it here. I definitely So Big Dano, anybody want to buy an A90J? And you know what's funny is Big Dan 80, if I remember from the comments, he had issues with motion with his A90J. If like he had motion or didn't love it or just hasn't been a fan of it, hit him up. He's looking to sell it. Brooklyn Braves, can't wait to see that. Yeah, it'll be next week, my man. I don't know if Corey's still in it. Just follow him back. He might have popped out. What's up, Brian? How are you? Jeff, what's up? Yeah, Jeff, congratulations on your new CX. I would just run some screen uniformity tests. You'll see them all over YouTube. They'll start from completely black and they'll go 5% gray, 15% gray, typically where you're going to see some banding. So, but I would definitely, Jeff, out of the box, just enjoy it first before you go looking for any banding. Brian Elbrett, how are you? What's up, my man? What's up, Brian? Looking forward to the new Hisense lineup, looking to upgrade my main TV. Yeah, Hisense is, I'm telling you, it's going to be great. Hisense really proved themselves last year. I can recommend them. It's just know that like with the dual cell, you're dealing with a new technology, but as long as you don't mind, I think they're going to be awesome. Oh, Benny. Oh, I'm sorry, my friend. Type as slow as you need to, Benny. Type as slow as you need to. Jojo the Gamer, how are you? Love your CX. Awesome. Michael, Brian, what are your thoughts on 10,000 nits being the... I mean, Michael, honestly, we heard forever that 4,000 nits was going to be on its way, and we haven't seen it yet. Other than the Z9G, which again was only in certain modes, I don't think you're ever going to see it. I don't think. And peak brightness, you're seeing it with the A90J. I want to see it sustained, and I want to see it in all picture modes, not just in vivid. So you'll never see it that bright. I don't think it's necessary. I think contrast ratio is always more important. Stu, the beauty of the resolution is being able to sit closer, which is interesting because it takes the 8K argument that I'm making and throws it out. The problem with 8K, again, is there's no content. So you're looking at an upscaled image, so for instance, 4K content, here's an argument. 1080p content on a plasma, to me, always look better than 4K trying to do 1080p, if that makes sense. So native content, yes, you want to be closer. So for instance, if I had a 77-inch 1080p TV, it would look terrible. Oh, Jojo, I'm glad that I helped you in choosing that one. Brooklyn giving me the little super chat. Thank you, my friend. So completing your basement. That's what you got to do. I mean, you got to do it if you can. Thank you for the super chat, my friend. And Brooklyn, if you're ever in Connecticut, let me know. We'll get up. Franchise, what's up? How you doing, my friend? Still rocking the C9? I'm telling you, the C9 is probably better than them all. Hold on to it. Mark, hey Brian, what do you think of the chances that LG has their own heatsink? So I have a little bit of a conspiracy theory with that. I think LG and Sony made this deal, basically saying, obviously LG's, it's their panels, will allow you to have the heatsink on your 83, but you can't put out an 83-inch A80J. So I feel like they made this deal where they also weren't going to put out an 83-inch 70 or an 83-inch G1, which was common sense to do that. They didn't do that. So I feel like they're all kind of working with each other. I think Sony was allowed to have the heatsink, and LG was holding theirs back. So I think that's what you're going to see it next year. Dino, do I think Samsung can pull an AMD in the OLED market? It's a great question. The answer I would think is no. Their quality control is terrible. I think they're going to struggle. OLEDs, if you're having problems with OLEDs, with burn-in, I think Samsung is going to have a hard time, even though Samsung should dominate. Just their phones are incredible. I think they will take years to do that. Samsung would dominate this way, Dino. They would dominate in sales because people literally walk into a store and just grab a Samsung. The majority of people that walk into Best Buy or any of these stores, Costco, any of them, they just walk in and where's the Samsung? This one? And they just take it. So Samsung really, that's why I believe Samsung does not care at all about Dolby Vision. They sell just to sell. Big Dan about I wouldn't worry about them dropping the price. I mean, they're dropping the price. It came out so expensive, but Master Series typically does, as your point, retains its value longer than it has. It just came out so expensive. Samir, how are you, my friend? My LG does not have a coil whine. I don't hear anything from it. Greg, 43 inches, unfortunately, that's out of my knowledge of what is good at that size. I don't have really any knowledge about good 43-inch panels, my friend. 49 inches, I have the 950H for you. I have the A9S for you. I have the CX. I have those, but not at 43. I'm sorry. Brian, how bright do you think the Hisense dual cell will be? I think they're saying it's going to be 1,200 nits, 1,000 nits, 1,200 nits, which, again, we're talking about that's impressive for an OLED. If dual cell's claiming to have OLED blacks, then it's amazing that it's that bright. But if it has any raised blacks at all, then it's not impressive at 1,000 nits. But I've heard between 1,000 and 1,200 nits. You'll see it. I mean, we're going to have it at Value Electronics. We'll have the big one. So, you might actually see me bring it home. Dick Less, man, you are a decent looking guy. I've aged. Believe me, my friend, I've aged poorly as well. I am in my late 40s, and this last year has not been kind to me fitness wise. So I'm probably in the worst shape of my life right now. But thank you. Mr. Motown, love you, C9. It's awesome. Ford 84. Whoa, Ford 8484 Village. It does look amazing. Zitanix, hi from Norway. Hello from Connecticut in the U.S. One question: when do you think HDMI issues will be solved? It's hard because it wasn't the companies. They were all the chips all came from the same company, and they're all that way. So I'm guessing not even this year. Well, the workaround is being sent out to Denon and Marantz. So maybe that workaround chip will be in the panels. So maybe next year. Receivers don't come out as quickly as TV, so probably next year. Right now, mine doesn't have. I'm just happy to have it because I needed eARC. But if it wasn't for eARC, I'd be in big trouble. I hope all is well in Norway, by the way. Oh my God, did I catch up in the comments? I think I might have caught up. Oh, we're dropping. People are, let's see. Brandon loves the C9. Rhea Stu, hey, hi from Scotland. Hey, how are you? I'm actually part Scottish, if you can possibly believe that. I hope all is well, Rhea, in Scotland. Yeah, Greg, I'm sorry. I know I'm in the heavyweight division, but 43, I don't want to steer you without really knowing. I can look for one if you want, and then you can try to hit me up on one of the newer videos. And guys, if you have questions for me outside of live streams, obviously, just ask whatever you want in the newest video. I used to get back to every comment. I get behind, and then I spend hours on the comments. So I'd much rather do this and spend a few hours, but I do type them, but I get behind. Rhea Stu, hope all is well in Scotland, my friend. You're great, awesome. Hope Scotland is. I've not heard anything. Tell me how Scotland is doing right now with the pandemic and if they're doing okay. Am I going to get Ratchet and Clank for the PS5, Michael? Yes, I actually just beat Ratchet and Clank for the PS4 on the PS5. Awesome, unlocked. It was amazing. Cyborg, what games am I excited for? Well, right now, The Village is the one I was the most excited for. Returnals, I'm excited for. And I'm just a Halo guy, so I'm waiting for Halo to come out. Other than that, not a lot. I'm just looking at. I'm so behind in gaming. I have about 200 games on my PC, and I have to just spend time gaming. But with all these defective TVs, I haven't really had time to play. Now I'm playing. My TV's in my bedroom where you normally see me do my videos. So I'm there doing that, and I'm playing on a smaller TV with headphones. The new Microsoft headphones are pretty good, by the way. Benny, I have an 85 inches Q90A in my living room next to a sliding glass door, and I love it. I want an 83-inch C1 in my game room. Yeah, I think, in a dark room, absolutely. I mean, the Q90A I think is gorgeous and very vibrant, but if you're going to be in a dark room, you're going to love the C1. I could recommend it even coming from a Q90A. Now, in the same room, the Q90A is going to be a lot brighter, but if you're in a different room, I think you'll be happy with it. And bravo, if you're rocking an 85-inch Q90A and an 83-inch C1, you're in the heavyweight division too, my friend. Yeah, Zoe, I'm gonna have my hands on it one way or another. Either I'll be in the store, or you'll see me try to bring it home. Rhea, coming out of lockdown. See, you guys are still in lockdown in Scotland too. Much love to you and your family, my friend. I hope everything is okay over there. Samir, LG C1 or Sony A9S if you're going to go gaming, C1. If you want pure movies, the A9S Master Series is unreal. Lex, oh my God, Lex. So Ghost of Tsushima, I was playing on my 77-inch CX. The unlocked frame rate is phenomenal, but I just have not been able to go back to it simply because I don't have the TV, but I'll definitely get back to that. Rhea, I'm not sure what game you're talking about. You're playing Alex the Kid, Rhea? Rhea, so you have to be my age because I think Alex the Kid is a Master System game. What are you playing on that on? I loved Alex the Kid. Junior Niebles, do I recommend buying the... I tell you right now, Junior, the 900 TS, it's hard not to recommend it. It's a flagship at 75 inches. The problem is at that price, I mean, if you can get a newer panel, your 3000 it's a bargain for that. If you can get the warranty with a go, go for that. Yeah, go for it. Mark, have I ever seen a micro LED in person? I have not, actually. I have not seen one in person. I plan on going to CES and seeing one, but I have not. That was where I was really hoping Samsung was going to do a micro LED. Yeah, JE, I did play Black, and Black actually is Xbox Series X compatible, so you can play it now. Michael, yes, the 83-inch OLEDs are going to look soft as well. The new processor or the reimagined processor, it's not going to make a difference. It's going to look soft because they're enormous. Danny, what's up? Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Yeah, so I did a video, Danny. I don't know if you caught it. I was actually mad about the price drop. I'm glad you benefited. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm glad you benefited from it, but I really feel bad for anybody that paid $8,000 for that last year. But let me, Danny, do me a favor. When you get it, can you hit me up on my latest video and just tell me what you think of it, please? I would love to. Congratulations on your purchase. Justin, Brian, in spite of the problems, would you recommend getting a mint condition 75-inch Z9D for a good price? If you can get one for a good price, yeah. I mean, the Z9D to me was excellent. Again, slow pixel response, not going to be very good for gaming. But the black level on the Z9D was incredible. I mean, the 940, very little blooming back then. But I would, if you can get one, but just don't pay a lot of money for it. I got big toes. And where you guys get these names from? I got big toes. All right. I'm sorry. As a C8 owner, should I upgrade to the G1 or C1? Both options would be 65 inches. Brightness is very important to me as well as gaming. No, I wouldn't upgrade to them. If you have a C8 already, to me, the C8 and the C9 were more vibrant than the C1 and CX. I don't know if it was really about peak brightness. They were definitely more vibrant and they were more saturated. They weren't as accurate. I don't think they're going to feel dim for you, but unless you're going to go up inside. So if you have a 55-inch C8 and you're going up to the C1, then go right ahead. But if they're the same size, I can't recommend you upgrade. Rhea, tell me what you're playing on. What TV you're playing that, because you definitely need legacy, unless you're playing something that's you're playing on a PC. Kyle Thomas, hey Brian, great channel. Thank you, Kyle. Did I hear you say yes? I would. Did I hear you say you'd rather have a 65-inch X90J or a 55-inch CX? Yes. Yeah. Again, guys, I just give you my opinion of what I prefer. I have an X90J, a 65 inch over a 55 inch CX. The extra 10 inches is immense size difference. Now I'm coming from 75 inch TVs, so me playing these TVs are very small, and I rather have a larger, decent picture than an excellent smaller one. Miguel, I'm excited for the new. I'm very excited for the new Hisense. The only, like I mentioned on FOMO's live stream, is they're just a little expensive for Hisenses, and here I am kind of being very judgmental. I do think that Hisense and those guys should still kind of, stay cheaper. It's pretty expensive. I was looking to pick one up just at 65 inches for you guys, and it was almost $1,000. And that's not something I'm going to buy just for the heck of it. But I am impressed with them. I always like them. Where am I? So you're doing good, Rhea. I'm glad. I can tell you're an old school retro gamer. This is the wife calling. Let's see. I already got Kyle. Greg, there are OLEDs in smaller sizes. We do have OLEDs at 48 inches now, so they are available in smaller sizes. Vincent Tio just did an unboxing of a monitor, but it's like $4,000. So they are smaller sizes now, Greg. Oh, you're playing on a computer, so you're playing a simulator. You're playing it. I got you, Rhea. I got you. Junior, thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. Thanks, Brian. By the way, awesome last video. Yeah, I don't know. From what I understand, Junior, again, thank you for the super chat, my friend, is Samsung just had a huge abundance of 900 TS, 900Ts. And what's interesting is that the 65-inch 900T is only a couple $100 less, and the 85-inch is only $100 less. So it is a bargain if that's the display that you want, especially if you want a large TV, especially having 8K if you really want that. Brian, size doesn't matter. It does matter. TVs, it does matter, Brandon. You might hear my family come in and absolutely yell at me because I left a party to come hang out with FOMO and those guys. Let's see. SV file 77A80J or C1 in panel lottery concerns. I have panel lottery concerns for them all, to be honest. I haven't really seen the A80J myself. I hear it's very nice. The 80J as of now was more expensive than the C1, so I'm going to favor the C1. As far as panel lottery, the CX had a lot of problems last year, so I would favor Sony in that category. SV, but Sony's typically a little bit more reliable as far as screen uniformity, but C1 if you are a gamer. Michael, what are your expectations of the X95? I'm hoping the X95 is basically a Z8H. So that's my hope. So I have big hopes for the Sony X95. It's still not going to be better than an OLED as far as black levels, but the vibrancy of the X950H was phenomenal. I mean, it had that. And Sony, very clean, bright clean. They're really good. So I would hope it'd be like a Z8H. Oh, sorry, Rhea. Rhea's in the wrong stream. My bad. It was nice to have you here, though. Thank you. From Scotland. Okay. Brooklyn Bird is a great comment. When you get a TV calibrated, do you lose any brightness for slightly better picture quality? Yes. Yeah. I mean, they calibrate them down a little bit, so you'll have a more accurate image. But the problem with calibration is with that accuracy, sometimes the picture doesn't always look as vibrant as you remember it. So as long as you're okay with it looking accurate and being, you'll be okay with it. But if you love your TV being wildly different and dynamic contrast, I wouldn't recommend calibrating it. Oh, sorry, Rhea. Rhea's in the wrong stream. I don't know how that actually happens. All right, guys, I'm caught up on the comments. Did I miss anybody? All right, guys, we're at an hour and 40 minutes. Let's see. Grias, is the X900E more clean in game mode? No. The 900E is awesome. It's just getting up there in age. It has a very nice game mode, but it can't compare to the contrast ratio of the CX. Shuvo Raman. Hi, Brian. What was the issue with the 77-inch CX? It's with the CX, I had terrible vertical banding on grays and even in whites. I had that hexagon thing that everybody's talking about, that I talked about. And I had what's called crawling blacks, at least I called it. It looks very much like Venom from from the comics. So that's the problem I had. Mine went back. So I have a 55-inch one now. I'm waiting for the 83-inch A90, or I'm sorry, 83-inch C1. Oh, okay. A lot of comments just came in. Good night, Dino. Thanks for coming out, my friend. Oh, let's see. Jake, what do I think the price will be in 2022? And they're going to be cheap. They'll probably be somewhere they'll probably be, I don't know, sub 3,000. Brooklyn Blaze, thank you, my friend. Good night, bro. Michael, thanks for being part of the family for so long. I really, really appreciate it. Rhea, you're not being rude. I don't know, Rhea. I think I never took it as rude, my friend. Let's see. Cyborg, quick question. You say bigger TV is better, but with first-person shooter games, wouldn't a small screen be better? No. I mean, unless you want to be competitive, you wouldn't even be on a TV. You'd be on a monitor. So it depends. I mean, I've gotten used to it. Yes, and a larger screen, you have to actually, look around. But you get used to it pretty quick. Unless you've never played on a larger TV, you might be a little disoriented. Shuv, I understand the panel lottery is murder. Majore Glacier have Sony X950H 75 inches and great watchable TV, and all angles only have to reboot twice. Voice command off. So, yeah, I mean, the problem with these processors, they are a pain in the butt. Hugo, how are you? Hi, Brian. 3 weeks ago, I asked your advice on a 950H. I got it yesterday. Awesome. You're loving it. Great. I hope all is well in Holland. I always love when somebody takes a recommendation and they're happy with it. Now, Hugo, what I would do, my friend, and I don't want you to not watch me, but now that you have this really nice panel, don't look at anything. Don't read reviews. Don't research anything. Just enjoy your TV. Get offline. Stop watching everybody and just enjoy. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up in a few minutes. We still have 100 people in here. It's crazy. Greg, so after buying the Sony A90J, my expectations for another TV have been set pretty high. Yeah, but any OLED's going to meet your expectations, Greg. I mean, the A90J is excellent, but I've seen it in the same room with other OLEDs, and they all still look amazing. It won't ruin it. $55-inch PS4 TV under $1,500. Jennifer, I'm going to have to look that up, but hit me up in a comment, and I'll find you one. Benny, is 77 inch to 83 inch a big? Yes, it is a big difference size wise. Yeah, the A9G was awesome. The A9G was just really too expensive. Yes, I think the KNUS, I wish companies would bring back 3D, but 3D I never really enjoyed on TVs. I do enjoy it on a projector, though. TLP projector, it's amazing. You're welcome. Jen, don't let me forget either. If I don't respond, again, my newer videos, I'll have a new one in the next couple of days. Hit me up again, and I'll find you one, I promise. Alex City, hello. Whisperstatus, I just came by to say hello. I own a C9 and love it, but I love keeping... Dude, C9, you're all set forever. I don't think you ever have to upgrade it. Cyborg, thank you so much for doing this. This is my first time here. Yeah, I mean, Cyborg, join the community and family, please. Everybody sub to the channel. The channel is growing, but it's I'm glad to have you guys. So thank you for dropping by. All right, guys, I am going to wrap this up. We are at 1 hour 46 minutes. I got on with FOMO at 5:45. What the heck time is it? Oh, it's 9:13. Actually, give me 1 second. I'm going to let the dogs in. Give me 1 second. And I had to use the bathroom, so apologize for that. It's been a long time. Okay. Where am I? Later, Terry. Have a good night. Mr. G, great job on FOMO live stream. Good night, Mr. G. Thanks for jumping in. Biff, I'm hoping to jump back 75 to 85 this year. What's your pick for Black Friday bargain? 85 inches. I'm telling you, the new Samsung is beautiful. 950H from last year is gorgeous. X90 is nice. You're welcome, Greg. The 900H is nice. The X90J is nice. We have some really nice panels at 85. Good night, Stu. All right, you guys are signing off. Let's see, Greg. Good night. Thanks to your knowledge and input through channel. Yeah, I love my subs. I mean, we're all family. The channel really is us. It's not me. So I really appreciate you guys jumping on with me. I'll be doing these a little earlier, and during the week. Family is going to kill me, but that's how we do. How's the gym going? The gym is going fine. It's just getting there is really hard. Schedules are all different, but hope everybody's staying healthy. You're welcome, Ken. Oh, J-Mac, you never listen to me live stream? I'm horrible at it. I'm the worst live streamer in the world because I just read you guys' comments. I don't really, that's really all I really do, just kind of hang out with you guys. That's why they're called community live streams. I could go on with a subject, but I rather just do videos on subjects. And then what I do on the live streams is just catch up with the family, which is you guys. So, comments don't always get answered. I fall behind again answering them. So, getting you guys here to talk to you directly, and the super chats are really sweet. You guys don't have to do that, but that's, I can still, even though there's 90 something of you guys, I can still answer all of your comments. If I miss them, just resubmit them. I don't really need the super chat thing you don't need to put a super chat for me to answer your comment, is what I'm saying. It's very sweet of you guys, but they're not necessary. Yeah, joystick guru. TVs are, I mean, for TVs now, yeah, it's getting to a place where TVs and PCs. I mean, right now playing The Village, it feels like a PC game, and now you have this latency. They do feel like PC monitors, and they're huge and they're gorgeous. The trade off with monitors were typically they were very clean because of the pixel density, but the IPS would look a little washed out. So now you're getting the blacks of a TV, and now you're seeing excellent picture quality as well. Brandon Lee, have I ever dropped a TV? I have not. I have never dropped a TV. I have bumped into them hard. This is Miracle. What's up? Why are you biting these bracelets? I've never dropped one. So this is Cat as a rescue. Say what's up. You purring? You are purring. I've never dropped one. No, but it's always a concern, especially when I borrow them. So when I borrow them, I'm always prepared to pay for them. So. Some of the big channels record a video, then do a live stream later and answer comments while it plays. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm just figuring out Terry as I go. So, and the thing is, I honestly, when it comes to the channel for me, I've had a lot of advice from other channels on how to be, and I just want to kind of do my own thing. You know what I mean? I don't think there's anybody else I don't think we have a community like this. So I don't really care how big the channel gets. It's nice that it's growing, but I don't want it to get huge to where I can't really respond to you guys. Hey, girls, can somebody come grab the kitty? Oh, hi, honey. So the family just rolled in. So we're going to go for another 9 minutes. Well, let's do until we'll do a full 2 hours. We have about 8 minutes left, so I'm going to sign off. Yeah, no, I don't think it would work for me. Yeah, I mean, but other channels, they do this stuff full time, Terry. Again, this is a part-time thing. And like any social media, anytime you're, on the phone, it's always going to be time away from your family and your friends and everybody. So, I mean, it's always going to get in there. So, my family's not, you see them in the background. They're not thrilled with me right now. So I'll be in big trouble when I get off here. Yeah, the live streams I do them, I stay on them for a really long time. So, but everybody's coming home. Thank you. So Yarlin left me a comment today. Yarlin just was in a fire. So Yarlin, I'm glad you're safe. But Yarlin hit me up today, said he was in a fire, and the fire. Hi, honey. The fire above his apartment was being put out, and all the water used to put out that fire flooded his home. So sending thoughts to you, my friend. J to the M. Look, Jay is one of my originals. So Yarlin, I'm not discounting what I just said. I mean, much love to you, and I'm thinking of you and your family, my friend. Now, J to the M is one of the originals as well. And Jay always teases me because whenever I do video game, Brandon too does this. Whenever Jay just games too, whenever I show you guys games, I'm always in the beginning of the game. So with Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm still a little girl in that. So Jay talks all kinds of smack because I can never beat games. JE, so how many TVs do I own? Personally, at the moment, I have a Panasonic Plasma, a Sony 900E, a Sony CX, and a projector. That is all I personally own right now in the house. Now I have an X90J, a Q900R, just went back to Value Electronics. So the one TV I'm missing is my 77-inch or 83. Typically, I don't really have any other use for it any more than that because the kids don't even watch TVs now. Everything's iPads. Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate it. Online services, is it even worth trying to get a clean panel from Costco? Yeah, I mean, I think you can. I mean, getting the QC from Value Electronics is obviously an extra step, but it's expensive. It's an extra fee. The good thing about Costco is that you can bring the TVs back. So if you're okay, and they sell 77 inches in the store, online services. So if you want to take a run at it, yeah, I would buy it. I would buy it there. I mean, only because their return policy is amazing. You have 3 months with the panel, so take a chance with them. And obviously, what you can do too online is, if you're close to a Costco, is you can drop one off and pick another one up, so you won't have any problems. As long as you have a big vehicle, give it a shot. John Lear, do you recommend the A8G? I mean, if you can find one, yeah. I mean, they're nice panels. I just did a video on the A8F. It's just they're getting a little bit old at this point. So if you can get one for a really, really low price, yeah. I mean, I would definitely go for it if you can. But TV's just getting old at this point. And you're talking about A8H has been out. The A9G is still there. The A9S. But the A8G was a really, really good panel. I mean, all the OLEDs were fantastic. Let's see. Or I just totally dropped out. Oh, thank you, Zoe. I appreciate it. You're welcome, online services. Tony Z, hey, Brian, how are they allowing you to record in Best Buy when you go there? Actually, I only had an issue once, which is funny because I'm a big boy. So it's, I can't hide in those stores. They see me walking around. So I just am a little smooth about filming. I've only been told not to film once. And other places have told me it's fine. I just make sure I film only the TVs. I don't try to wander and film around the store. So I'm just very careful with it. Joystick Girl, I'd be leery about that. About what, Joystick Girl? I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, as far as buying an older TV? Oh, for John, I'm sorry. It's 55. Yeah, I mean, you can't beat that. I would just, John, if you're going to go buy something like that, you're going to have to see it because that could have burn-in. But I would, if you know the person, run some burn-in tests, see how it is. $400 is not a lot of money for a TV like that. But yeah, Joystick Girl is not wrong. All right, guys, we have 3 minutes. I'm going to get out. No one in the house is talking to me right now, so I think I'm in big trouble. Welcome to YouTube Married Life. Hi, James. How are you, my friend? Jenner. Brian, I was at my Best Buy in Albuquerque, and I noticed that the Sony A80J looked better than the X90, the 90J. Wonder if it was a bad panel. I don't know if it's a bad panel. Chances are the X90J is on Vivid. So the A80J in store may look better because the X90J, they're really pushing the brightness. So yeah, in many ways, if they have it pumped up on Vivid, yeah, the A80J is going to look better, but the A80J is not a better panel. Yeah, good luck, Yarlin. I'm sorry about the fire, my friend. Hopefully they can fix it. Yeah, JE, I'm definitely a family guy because the family's going to tear me up after this. Thanks, Jay, to the M. Yeah, Jay, we're collecting. Tony Z, does the A90G similar to the yes and no? I mean, the Panny JZ is just, to me, they are similar actually because they're very similar color temperatures. I feel like the panties are a little bit cooler. They're beautiful though. Unfortunately, panties are going to go south soon. I guess they're going to change. Rachel, good night. You're welcome. Awesome stream. Thanks for joining. Thanks for the super chat too, my friend. All right, guys, we're coming up on 2 hours. Thank you for joining me for this after hours live stream. I probably won't do these on Saturdays. I'll do them on another day. As my family is clearly not pleased with me doing this tonight. Yeah, you got to leave picnics. J-Mac, good night. Hope all's well. Oh, 226 in Scotland. All right, guys. I'm going to say good night to you. Okay, and good night. There's 92 of you in here. Just drop me a quick good night as you guys file out. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for being no problem online. No, it's okay if the dogs make noise, honey. Good night, Kyle. Good night, Alex. Good night, Terry. Good night, Hugo. Good night, Joystick. Yarlin, good night, man. Good luck with everything. I hope that, maybe the insurance of the apartment above you helps you in some way. Good night, John. Good night, Chai Bear. Good night, Hector. Good night. Happy weekend. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Zion, good night. Benny, good night. Zoe, good night. Oh, we're dropping down. Brandon, another super chat, bro? Come on. Thank you, my friend. Good night, brother. Wayfair, good night. You're in Sweden. Graveyard shift. Be careful. Good night, Patrick. Hope all is well, my friend. Good night, Jenner. Brandon, thanks a lot, my man. Majori, good night. Jenner, how's it going? Have not talked to you in some time. Anura, good night. Jeff, sorry you missed it. It'll be I'll do another one, but you'll see it as it's taped. I guess this will be a video. But it'll be a long video. I don't edit those either. I just leave them up. Dino, good luck. Oh, good night and good luck. Thank you, Dino. JE, good night. 76 guys left in. Throw me a quick good night before you guys bounce. That way I acknowledge everybody who's in here. SP95, good night. Jenner, happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Mark, good night. 71, we're almost out. All right, guys, we'll do another minute, and then we're done for the night. Everybody have a nice Mother's Day. All right, guys. Have a great night. I'll see you. Good night, Mark. I'll see you guys on the channel. I'll see you in the community. Thank you so much for being part of the community and family. Thank you guys for being the most positive group on the platform. I'm not the best person on the platform, but you guys are the absolute best. Jake, good night, my friend. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys. Good night. Love you guys. I will see you in the next video, and I will see you in the comments. Take care.